discussion where I would like to tell you as much as I can, answer as much as I can, and also to tell you in terms of moving forward what is going to happen, okay? What is going to happen to my best of knowledge, and even if I can say to the best of my forecast. Some things are knowledge. Based on knowledge, you can make certain forecasts, and based on the forecast, you all need to understand, and you all have to see how you move forward to make certain decisions which you have to make. Okay? So I cakap in English, okay?
Okay.
For the benefit of Bala, especially. Okay, better speak English. Okay, so basically, where we are today is a bit of the level of uncertainty today has peaked to the maximum. Okay, because we have had a lot of uncertainties in the last 12 months in terms of what's going to happen. In the 12 months, there's a lot of uncertainties in the project is going to be completed on time, on schedule. But today, we know that the project is not going to be completed on time, on schedule, right? So what is going to happen? So what's going to happen basically, because like I say, it's at the pinnacle of the uncertainty now, so certain key decisions will have to be made. It will be made by the main key decision makers, right, which we have today in the companies, and of course also the shareholders. Because at the end of the day, the companies are the shareholders, companies are represented by directors and management. They will have to make the key decisions into what's going to happen in the project. So historically, I think all of you know what has been, where we have progressed from the beginning. This project started off with a very good plan, a very good, contract. It was a very good contract, very good plan, and we had a good team. But unfortunately, we cannot proceed as what we had planned, right? If there were things did not go wrong, then we could have proceeded on our plan and we could have a fantastic success. But saying that, like I say, this is a turning point at the pinnacle of decision making. Doesn't mean that this project has really been abandoned and we are not going to have success of this project. So there is a very high prospect potential still that we have a chance to complete this project with success and everybody can celebrate. Okay? So I'm still hopeful that this thing can happen. Like I said, the decision to move forward will be made very soon. So as you know, historically we had started this project, myself have been involved much earlier with some people like Azma.
Yeah.
Azma and some people started even before this. We were leading the job under THG, and then we got the job letter of intent, started off, but there were obstacles which were exhibited. But one of the biggest problems we have is the financing problems of our client. THG is our client under the service agreement. So without the financing in place, things will not move as what it should move. I think you all know the financing problems of THG. They were supposed to get the financing of this project was supposed to be in place by November 2014. Right? November 2014, according to our plan, the financing is supposed to be in place, which basically is 70% of the cost of the project. But until today, March 2016, there's no signs of any financing in place. So those 70% of the cost of the project, how that gives undue stress on the financials of the THG and also GMOS as a shareholder. So the project has been already financed from the shareholders more than 30%, almost 40%. More than 40% of the shareholders have put in the money, both the THG and GMOS, and the financing cannot be in place. The financing cannot be in place mainly is because of the financial the financial balance sheet and the position of the main shareholder, KHG, because they were supposed to drive the financing, because the KHG has performed very poorly the last 2 years. They have lost more than 100 million ringgit in the financials. They have a lot of claims and loans. So no banks will want to give them financing because you have to show your equity capability of coming up with the financing of course the service to them. So which is very unfortunate to me because I think it's one of the first time in history because you have a contract, they have spent about 40%, almost 40% of equity funding, and the bank still, so it's very unfortunate. Maybe the first time in the industry. There were project financing which has been failed before in the actual project, but normally it's failed during the beginning phase. But here we have spent 40% of the whole project cost, right? And so we are compounded by so many things in the industry. We have the cost of the oil price, which is not very favorable, and which is really compounding the problem. We have also some issues on the shareholders and also the political situation in Malaysia. So all compounding the problem. And we have also now, manifesting itself is the project delays. So with the project delays, the banks are becoming more jittery, potential of cost overrun, delays, oil market not stable, and gas market also, and all the political situation. So all this coming down, we are not able to get project funding. So notwithstanding, we have spent 40% of the project cost. The project still is a good project in the sense that the contract is a good contract, it's a secured contract, and all of us here are responsible in terms of the project progress. Today is about 43% progress. Is that correct? How many? 43%?
About that.
Huh?
Yes, about that.
About 43% overall progress, which we are all responsible for. So to abandon or stop or unplug the project is out of this mind. So which means that the FPSO is still required for the Layang development. So there are interested parties. There are interested parties, some more than the other, some more serious than the other, which has been in discussion. So you may or may not know, these discussions has been going on for the last, some are 1 year, some are 6 months, right? But THSG has always been confident that their project financing will be in place for the last, since like I said, November 2014. But the problem was more and more complex. And of course, I think what hit the camel's back was in February, the first week of February, where the banks basically, even with the letter of guarantee from the parent company, it's not the parent, the major shareholder, the Lembaga Tabung Haji, they are not going to give financing. So which is basically a shock to everybody. Like I say, it's a way to hit the camel's back. So early February, the banks have withdrawn any, the local banks have withdrawn any prospect of financing for the 70% debt financing. Which means that I don't think we are going to try international banks because international banks takes a longer time. International banks also look at the local banks' participation, but because of the local banks not keen to participate, it's very unlikely that we can get local financing. So without the financing in place by mid-February, I think basically it's under the press of any button and other people who can finance it through equity. Equity means they put their own money or not the bank's money. Raise some form of other financial instruments, bond, and so things like equity in exchange of loan in exchange of equity shares. So there's so many things which have been happening from mid-February until now mid-March. So in the last 1 month, a lot of things has been happening. In meetings almost every day, sometimes night also to discuss about the prospect because we are shareholders of the FPSO contract. So today, I think all of you were also involved in a lot of due diligence exercise by various parties. Right? MIC was here, Emily Energy is here, Vincent. parties which have been actively looking at it, right? And of course, I can tell you, they are not only the three parties, they are all the FPSO players in Malaysia have been in discussion with Petronas and or right? Look at the prospect of pumping and taking over. So we come to a stage where if project financing is not available, so what do the shareholders do next, right? Because we have a contract with Nippon, and our obligation to Nippon is to complete the project as per schedule. And if we have shown any respect or signs that we are able to, they have reason to terminate the contract. So terminating the contract, of course, there's a lot of options. You can termination of convenience, termination of default. You can also have step in, step out. So there's so many things where the decision can come from Nippon, and of course Petronas approval. Okay, so the last 1 month, Nippon has been looking at this like a hawk in terms of what's the progress. So I must say that we are continuously updating Nippon and Petronas on the progress of the equity takeover. They call it equity takeover because whoever takes over is going to pump their own money first. Equity takeover. So this THHE coming to from a situation where I would say that we are in financial distress, right? Because looking at it as a public listed company, it's quite transparent. They have to report to the shareholders their financial position will be known to the public. So they are in financial distress. They have done 2 consecutive losses. Every quarter there are losses now, and they have growing debt. And you know, there's no way you can get financing. So there must be some takeover or selling of the interest. THHE has got to sell their interest, right, in the project. So how much they sell and when they sell are the discussions which are going on for the last 1 month. But what I can tell you now, out of the 3 parties we were talking earlier, MISC, Vincent, and Trilogy, the 2 has already made serious written offers. Okay, 2 have made serious written offers, and Lembaga Tabung Haji are evaluating them as we speak now, and the decisions are going to be made very soon. Right? The decisions are going to be made as early as this week. As early as this week. But the decision has got to be made before the end of the month. Because there is a timeline Petronas and Nippon has unofficially given. Okay? So if the decision cannot be made within by this week or latest by end of next month, Petronas and Nippon will have to step in. Okay? As you all know, some of you know, the contract is a step-in rights and takeover rights, like I mentioned. So how they can step in is something which they have not revealed to us yet, or how they will take over. So we have prospect of 2 serious parties who has provided their proposal, which are under evaluation. Over the weekend, Lembaga Tabung Haji has been working late nights to evaluate those proposals. So, of course, they will also need agreement from GMOS because as a minority shareholder, we have to agree. We have to agree, and we have to provide consent. So, whatever the proposal is going to be, it has got to ensure that the project will progress. There's enough money for the project to progress and to complete as per Nippon and Petronas requirement. Okay, so that's it. So that's the situation today. So I hope that by this week we can know who is the party, right? Whether it's going to be a joint venture with THHE and GMOS or complete sell-out of the whole FPSO to them. Those are different prospects ongoing. And I expect the all, there will be negotiations going on, and decisions are going to be made by end of this week. My expectation is the decision are going to be made end of this week. So this is the situation. So unfortunately, all of us has been affected by this this problem, and the problem has been compounding. And we are very hopeful that with this takeover, project can go on, right? And things, the project can go on, but what is the implications and the ramifications for all of us? This is what also I can try and share with you, but I don't have a crystal ball in terms of thinking what the new guys are going to do. But I've also set my conditions, GMOS conditions, for the things to move. This is my condition. Okay? And right on top of the list, I can tell you, is to take care of everybody's interests here. Right? This is my condition. Take care of everybody's interests here. Right? They cannot just dump all of us. Right? As a shareholder, they can dump me, no problem. But we have been committed right from the beginning. So meaning that, there is outstanding salaries, right? For instance, November, December, right? There's been outstanding salaries in December. There's EPF, some of you got EPF, some of you got tax. So all that has got to be cleared before the new guys come take over. Okay? All that has got to be cleared first. If not, basically there's no project. Okay? So keep this to yourself, within GMOS. It's not a threat to the AJG. It's not a threat to the reform and everything else. It's just our rights. We are just positioning our rights, right? I don't like to threaten people. I don't like to demand anything. But I'm not short of establishing our rights. Okay? I will not just let go this day. Basically, the consent is required from GMOS. If not, there's no transaction. Right? If there's no transaction, what does that mean? Nippon may step in, or Petronas step in, right? And then TJC is already gone, Lembaga Tabung Haji will lose all their money. Even GMOS as a shareholder will lose our money. That's the worst case scenario. If there's no transaction, there's no deal made. But Nippon and Petronas still needs to complete the job. Right? And who knows the job best is us. Us to complete the job. Are they going to sack all of us, Nippon and Petronas, to get somebody else? That's something I don't think so. It may not be in our control, but I think it will be in our influence because it's a lot of information. I would think, and I'm working very hard to ensure that if the worst case scenario happens, the deal cannot be made by those two prospect bidders by this week, and by the end of March, and termination of convenience, it could be a termination of convenience where, because if they terminate on default, it will be a legal battle. That will take a long time. But termination of convenience, which means that they give them compensation to the AJG if they take over the project, right? Contractually, legally, that could happen, so that we can settle some of our problems. But again, we have to accept. GMOS has got to accept the termination by Nippon. If that worst case scenario hits us, and of course Petronas is also there, they also got to accept. They can even buy the vessel, they can take over the vessel, but maybe a haircut for the AJG and us a bit and shareholder. But the project team is the top of the list in terms of what is our rights and what is due to us. So, doomsday scenario in terms of termination is a last resort. By end of this month, if we cannot resolve, and if Lembaga Tabung Haji still, because if we cannot resolve, Lembaga Tabung Haji is going to lose a lot of money in their investment in THH, right? It's going to be a huge political impact, right? We all know some of them already are reporting about Tabung Haji, etc., etc. If they lose, they go to write off. They go to write off on mean, it's no secret, 270 million ringgit was raised in the new share issues in August last year. So they got to write that off, they got to write out the FPSO. So are they going to willing to do that? Is Lembaga Tanawati willing to do that? So it is a big issue. There are seriously, looking at the best solution. But so what I'm saying is the decision to proceed with the job with the two parties is today the most likely scenario. Okay, the most likely scenario. But I don't see Lembaga Tanawati writing off all those hundreds of millions of ringgit, and they will get into trouble with the whole of Malaysian public, especially the 8 million investors, which some of you are, or most of you here are, the 8 million investors in Tanawati. So the most likely scenario, inshallah, by this week, the deal is going to be made. Okay. So, like, to answer your questions, whether salaries is going to be paid, EPF is going to be paid, what I can say is, some of you who've got statutory commitments like EPF tax, yeah, that's of course that's our responsibility, that's the director's responsibility, and we are already in discussions with the authorities. So the directors are committed, whatever, to settle that. Your salaries is basically, like I say, I put that as a condition for anything moving forward. So whoever takes over the project is going to clear all this, right? Like whoever it is, but this will should be decided. Okay, and whoever takes the project, say for example, Simpson or Angeliki, or even MIC, should be able to raise whatever financing is required. They have to go in equity first, then they will have to go. But those three companies have got no financial problem, like HHG, the larger companies, more financial capability, capacities. So we should be comfortable. But the question mark is also whether these companies, since they are not only financial capable, they also are technical and they got a track record. They have their own team. They need us. That I cannot answer. But what I can say that the condition is to settle everything first. Whether they want to take some of us, all of us, or none of us, still a question mark. But my push is for them to take, all of us to the end of the project. But it's something which may not happen. Maybe some of us for at least 3 months or so, which is something which is to be discussed and to be agreed once the decision is made. And they're going to take over the project this week. So this is basically what I can share with you openly and honestly. I've also told you what I forecast is going to happen, the most likely scenario, and the worst case scenario. Right? And in December, actually, I've already written to all of you mentioning that there's a lot of continuing uncertainty, and for you to make some decisions in terms of alternative plans. But I must thank also the sacrifice everybody has made until today, despite the December message, which we all hang on. I also hang on also as an investor. For us, we've not been paid for the fees for the last 14 months. So in normal circumstances, in any country, in any world, I would have walked out of the project or take legal action. But we have not. We have not because we were expecting the loan to come in February, first week of February. So it's a shocking thing for everybody. So water under the bridge, okay, this is moving forward, this is what I think is going to happen. So, we have not done this for any gains. GMOS has not gained anything. We've been losing money since the beginning. And every day we talk, we lose, we will get paid, right? So it's all from our own pocket. So we've not done this to gain anything. But unfortunately, we have partnered with somebody who THHG, and we also contracted with THHG, which we thought was Lembaga Tanawati, so we thought it should be okay, but unfortunately it's not. Okay? So that's the situation as today. I think I've covered most of what. Anything else? Okay, I'll take the questions. Any questions I will answer.
I think we have sent a
truthfully.
question yesterday to you. Can you please reply to all those questions?